Hey everyone, I have massive hat hair. Happy Monday with my hat hair. I just wanted to hop on and share something really quick, an inspiring conversation I had earlier today while I was at the spa. And it came at in a very unexpected manner. This came up in my conversation with a friend of mine who works with me, and I thought, I have to make a video about this because this is so true. This is something that's really important that people know about themselves, because I don't think we realize what happens biologically, chemically to our brain when we do certain things. So the title of this video is What Happens to Your Brain When You Do Something That You Experience as Hard. And this is important for a lot of reasons. One of them being that how we build habits has a lot to do with this. And why we're not successful at building habits has a lot to do with this. Excuse me. Blade, please go to your bed. Go to your bed. Please. Go to your bed. Go. My dog is scratching at the door nonstop. Open the door. He'll go out for 2 seconds. He'll want to come right back. It drives me insane. If you have a dog that does this, please comment below, because I literally don't know what that's about. I thought that was like a cat thing. Turns out, no, it's dogs too. Dogs do the same shit. Can you just sit? Sit. Sit. Down. 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 Good boy. Good boy. Good boy. Just hang out. There you go. Relax. So, as I was saying, what happens when you teach yourself that you can do hard things? And I'll share a story that doesn't have to do with like a goal or anything. It was sort of just happenstance. So I got pregnant in April of 2015. And it was a surprise. I mean, we had talked about it, but it was a surprise. It wasn't planned. And I was fine. The pregnancy was fine. Everything was fine. It was great. I had all this energy. I was super strong. Really didn't have a lot of morning sickness. But as the birth kind of started getting closer, I realized that I started to get afraid of giving birth because I wanted a natural, unmedicated vaginal birth. And I had heard from many reliable sources that this was an extremely painful experience. And I was mentally preparing myself for that. I was not telling myself, oh, it'll be different for you. I was doing the opposite. I was telling myself, this is going to be really hard. This is probably going to be the most painful thing you ever do in your life with your body. So just know that. This is what we're going into. Okay? And sure enough, the day of delivery came, and it was excruciatingly painful of an experience. I have a very, very high pain tolerance, and it was like through the roof. I very much felt myself to be in between worlds, as many traditions describe childbirth. That's exactly what it felt like. I was like here, but then I wasn't here, and my consciousness was kind of divided. And as I was trying to navigate the unknown feelings of pain, it was not familiar. It's my first child, so I had no idea what was about to happen. So there's the surprise element, and there's a discomfort. And then you don't know what's going to happen once you start the delivery process. Like right when labor kicks in, you have no idea. And it just got stronger and stronger and stronger. And the pain got more intense and more intense and more intense. Until during his delivery, I was so grateful to my doula because she was by my side, reminding me to breathe and holding space for my spirit to stay in my body, because I really wanted to jet because it was so painful. It was that level of painful, and I had zero medication in my system at all. I didn't even have time for medication because by the time I got to the hospital, it was go time. And then I delivered him, and they put him on my chest, and right then and there, I understood something really profound. There would never be another moment in my life where I doubted my capacity to do something really hard. It just wouldn't happen, because that was by far the hardest thing I had ever done with my body. And I lived. And I just knew, like, in that moment I had so much more respect for myself like my sense of self-respect went through the roof. And I was like, God, I'm really strong. That's what I told myself. I am really strong. That was really hard and I did it, you know? And it rewired my brain. It rewired my brain to think differently about me. And moving forward, every time a new parenting tragedy would happen, like milestone is the auspicious word to use, would happen, I would remind myself, dude, you gave birth. Like, you delivered a human. Like, you're good. You've got this. You know, and that was my constant reminder. Every time something got really hard, I would tell myself that. And it changed the way I saw myself in relationship to the world. And then it started with my fitness. Because I don't come from a fit family at all. Like, my family loves to party and drink and eat everything that's not ideal for a balanced life experience. You know, I'm Cuban, we love pork and grease and more oil the better. And I was like, I didn't know if I could really do this, if I could really get to the point of definition of my body where I had like abs, which has always been like this abstract goal of mine just because I thought it was impossible. And then something shifted in me this year. And you know, it's been an evolution, it's been 2 years, it's been some time, but I started to say to myself, dude, you can do this. You can do this. You've already done 2 years of consistent fitness and nutrition in your life. You can take it to that next level. You can do this. You've got what it takes to do this. You gave birth. You didn't die. You survived open heart surgery. You didn't die. You've been a coach for 2 years and you've been exercising. You haven't died. You've got this. You can do this. And it gave me the courage to start the program that I'm on now and be as consistent as I've been for the past 4 weeks and see the results that I'm seeing, which I've never seen before, okay? All of that story to say that biologically, when you do something hard and you prove to yourself that you can do it, you literally change the neural pathways in your brain. Your brain physically changes to then communicate to you, oh, I can do this. Therefore, I must be able to do other things that I thought were hard. Okay? And my friend gave the example, she got hired for this job where she had to do something really highly technical and she didn't have the skill set to do it and it was very complicated to learn. And she was like, I can't do this. And like day 2, she was already coming up with a reason for how to leave the job. She was trying to talk herself out of that job. And then she just hunkered down and learned it. And by the time she was complete learning the system, she like was mind blown at how complicated it was and how well she was able to learn it in a relatively short amount of time. And that gave her a completely new sense of perspective on herself. And that's exactly what happens every time we do something that's hard. This is why you'll hear me say often, and other leaders say often, go run towards what scares you. Run towards what you think, I cannot do that. There's no way I could do that. But you feel that call and you feel that pull. And every time you think about it, you get interested. And every time you consider doing it, you get a little bit more brave. Okay? That's how you know that it's time to go there, even if you're scared. Because when you do that thing that you think, I could never be good at this or successful at this or figure this out, and you do, you're going to be so mind blown by yourself. Your self-esteem is going to go up, your confidence is going to go up, and your courage is going to go up. And the next time you're met with something that's challenging or difficult, you're going to be like, you know what? This is really hard and scary, but I did that thing, so I could probably do this thing too. And that is a powerful place to live in. Because when you're there, you start to get less and less and less afraid of taking risks, of being adventurous, of starting over, of being independent, of claiming your sovereignty, because you've already shown yourself, you've proven to yourself that you have what it takes to do something that you previously thought was really hard. And that brain rewire is so crazy powerful for giving you the momentum to then go ahead and do that again and do it again. And that is how we grow. That is how we grow as people, by doing that over and over and over again until we get to the point where it's not that things get less scary. I've done a lot of scary shit in my life. I've moved a lot of times. I've left a lot of relationships. It's not that every time you get presented with something, it's less scary. It's that you have more self-confidence, okay? A new situation will always be scary, but there will be a level of self-confidence that you now have because you've overcome so many other things that you feel trust in your capacity to handle the thing. That's what changes, is your self-trust. And because you trust yourself to be able to handle a situation, your stress level goes down and you're like, I've got this, okay? This is critical for living a high quality life and not over stressing over every obstacle that comes up. But if you're not constantly moving in the direction of inspiration and challenging your boundary and your comfort zone, you never get to be at that place where you really trust yourself enough to deal with what comes head on. Y'all feeling this? Y'all hearing me? This is really important. When people ask me, how are you so outspoken? How are you so certain? How are you so confident? How are you so courageous? It's because I've done a lot of scary shit. I've done a lot of scary shit. I've done a lot of hard, really painful, physical, and emotional things that have compressed me over time and compressed me over time and expanded me and expanded me. And eventually a diamond happens after you compress enough gold for long enough. That's what you get. So remember that. Like, remember that beautiful things are built under pressure. And if you're not constantly rising up to the challenge and you're choosing to back down, you never get to be to that place where you feel that deep sense of self-love and self-trust. Like, no matter what comes my way, I've got this. All right? So I want to leave you with that message because it was really moving to have that conversation this morning. It was really unexpected, but I felt like it was such a powerful and poignant topic that I wanted to bring it to my audience because I think we overlook this aspect of going through life way too much and the significance that it has to living a high quality life. Okay? I love you guys. Happy Monday. Have a fantastic one. Bye.